Hello, my name is Lauren Stone, and joining me in this presentation are my research assistants, Carolina, Jesus, and Oscar. This study examines the social interactions between physically present participants and participants present via a telepresence robot. Telepresence is the use of virtual reality technology, especially for remote control of machinery or for participation in distant events. In this study, we were using the robots for participation in a distant event. We'll explain a little bit more on this topic. Starting off, is Carolina with the introduction and our hypotheses.
Okay, well, the pandemic prompted an increase in the use of telepresence robots, and working together from different locations is more difficult than in-person collaboration. Previous studies have shown that telepresence creates a higher sense of group belonging and also improves social interaction between people. The first hypothesis of our study is that participants will collaborate more with in-person members than with telepresence members. That is because it is easier to collaborate with a person that is physically in front of you than it is to collaborate with someone behind the screen. Our second hypothesis is that groups that begin with a self-disclosure activity will collaborate more with telepresence individuals than groups that begin with a task activity. Since collaborating with someone that you're acquainted with is easier than collaborating with someone you're not acquainted with.
Okay, so for the methods, we are gonna have the PadBot U2 series. So basically, this is a robot that uses either an iPad or an Android pad as its brain. The robot allows the participants, to do video calls and control the robot's movements remotely. So this will allow the remote participants to interact with the in-person participants.
For the design portion, the way it works is whether participants are in person observing or telepresent is determined before they enter the lab. Once participants have arrived, they are escorted to their designated places. If you look at figure 1, you will see that the telepresent participants are placed in room 1 and room 2. The in-person participants are in the laboratory and the observing participants are stationed in a viewing area in the lab. Once participants and robots are in their designated positions, they will complete the first survey. After the first survey, they will complete their first activity. Activities have a time limit of 15 minutes and are counterbalanced for each group. What this means is that some groups will begin with the social activity while others will begin with the task activity. After the first activity, all participants will complete another survey, then begin the next activity. After the conclusion of the second task, all participants complete a final survey and the study concludes. So the activities that we have are the task activity, which is the modified version of the desert survival problem. We have our participants complete a moon survival task where they crash landed on the moon with a list of items they will need to rank in order of importance. Secondly, we have the social activity, which is a modified self-disclosure paradigm. This activity acts as sort of an icebreaker among the participants where they all take turns reading off questions and answering. An example question would be, for what in your life do you feel most grateful? The measures that we will be using are the GEQ, which is Group Environment Questionnaire, and it is a measure of group cohesion. Secondly, we will be using the modified UT collaboration survey, which measures perceptions of collaboration. Both telepresent robots and in-person participants roam the laboratory during activities.
For the expected results and discussion portion of this presentation, I want to say that this study has yet to be conducted, but we are anticipating that the hypotheses will be supported. Expect in-person participants to be more collaborative with each other than with the telepresent participants. This study is designed to uncover the obstacles in telepresent social dynamics and sort of pave the way for us to resolve and remedy those issues. We anticipate that groups that complete the self-disclosure task first will be more collaborative and cooperative with telepresent individuals, So if so, that would imply the self-disclosure task would be an icebreaker. Collaboration would be more efficient among individuals, and having additional activities that involve an icebreaker may be more important for those who are working with telepresence or with telepresent individuals rather than in person.
So for the limitations that we're going to have for this study, there are three future limitations that future researchers should be aware of. So one of the limitations for this study is that we are going to have college students doing these activities. The results may differ to those using a group of older adults. And another of the limitations that we can find with the realization of this study has to do with the tests. So the results will likely be different if other type of tasks are used. And last but not least, another limitation that we can find is the relationship closeness. So this means that a group of friends may behave and interact totally different than a group of strangers.
That concludes our presentation today. Thank you so much.